Mike Fields. I am a Senior Analyst in the Merchant Readiness Department at Sage Payment Solutions. We'll talk about the Sage 100 ERP payment processing and to install and configure the payment processing module. So we're going to put together a little PowerPoint presentation to go over a few things that need to happen before the installation can take place. First thing is, before the payment processing module can be installed, all users will need to be out of the Sage 100 software before the module can actually be installed. Second, the merchant must have administrative access for the software. And third, if the software is located on a server, the payment processing module needs to be installed in that location first. It will be available to the other client systems. Secondly, for payment processing to actually work, two programs need to be installed on the computer. The Sage Exchange Desktop. This program initiates and performs the credit card processing. And then there's the module SDK, which works in conjunction with the Sage Exchange Desktop and the software application. I included both of the download links for the Sage Exchange Desktop and the module SDK, but if you wish, you can go to Sage's self-service portal and download them directly from there. So we're going to go ahead and get out of the PowerPoint presentation. We'll go to the Sage 100 software. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that the module for the payment process has been installed. So to do that, we're going to go to the Modules menu, Master, and do Setup, and System Configuration. So we click on System Configuration. We're going to go to the second tab, which is the Modules tab. Basically, we're just going to look and see if the credit card processing module has been installed, and it looks like it has through here. So all that we have to do on this menu, so we're going to go ahead and click Accept. So the thing that we have to do is we have to set up the payment processing for a particular company that we want to process credit cards. So in order to do that, we're still going to be on the Modules menu. We're going to go to the Main, and then we're going to go to Company Maintenance. In the company maintenance, we're going to click on the magnifying glass next to the company code field, which company that we actually want to perform the credit card processing on. So I'll go ahead and click this XYZ Manufacturing Company and select. Go to the third tab, which is Credit Cards. See that the Enable Credit Card Processing has been checked. So if it was not checked, simply all you would need to do is put the check mark in the box and then click Accept. And you've set up, you've configured the payment processing for that company. So we're going to go ahead and click the X to get out of this. Now what we have to do is we have to set up the payment codes. So MasterCard, American Express, and Discover. To do that, we're going to go to the Account Receivable menu. And then Payment Type Maintenance. We're going to go and verify the accounting date. And then on the magnifying glass next to the payment type field to see which ones have already been set up. So both Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express have all set up. But we're going to click on the Visa, and we're going to hit Select. You can see all of the fields here. So the first field is the payment method, which is credit card. So this to be set to credit card. You have default transaction. It can either be a deposit sale or a payment pre-post authorization. So deposit sale is just that. It's a sale for a credit card transaction. Second one, the payment pre-post authorization, is also known as an authorization only. What an authorization only is that you get one chance to modify or adjust that credit card transaction, whether it's up or down in price, or you have to add tax or shipping. Okay? So the asset account, this account is where the funds will be posted in the GL. The next is the accrual account, where the fees for this credit card will be posted if there are any fees. What is the merchant account field? This is your Sage merchant ID. Usually starts with 3948. This is not a required field, so it does not really have to be entered. The next, your discount percentage. If you want to add a discount percentage to this card, you can. There's the per transaction fee. So if you want to add a transaction fee to this particular card, you can do that as well, and that's going to be noted on the credit card transaction. As a pre-authorization term, this is automatically set to 7 and cannot be changed. Basically, what this says that if you have a credit card transaction that is in your current batch more than 7 calendar days, that particular transaction will expire at the 7th calendar day. If the transaction expires, you will have to reprocess the credit card transaction again. This one is the allow corporate cards. You just want to put a check mark in this box because this will allow corporate credit cards to be processed through your service. The next is Sage Exchange processing settings. You have your virtual terminal ID, also known as a merchant ID, and then your merchant key. So these need to be entered in the card processing to actually work. Okay. So when these are entered, this valid processor connection box actually gets checked. Basically, the system verifies that these are valid credentials and then checks this box. Next to it, the show address and CVV verification. What this box is that if information that you have about the credit card does not match what the bank has, the system will display a message saying that the information does not match, and it's going to give you an option to either ignore it or to void the transaction so you can go back and fix the errors. Okay? I'm actually going to check this box and click accept. Actually all done with the payment type maintenance, so now we can actually go in and start creating sales orders. Okay? Go ahead and click the X to X out of this. Now I'm going to go into the sales order menu. So sales order, going to go to mean and then sales order entry. Is the order number. So I'm going to click this icon that's next to the magnifying glass. This is the next order number icon. Basically what this means is that it's going to take the next order number in line. Okay, and click this. Then to put in is our customer number. So I'm going to click the magnifying glass, and it's going to bring up a list of all of our customers. So I'm going to choose the American Business Computers, and I'm going to click select. Then I'm going to go ahead and the address field, just confirm the addresses. If you have to choose the ship to address, you can from here. And this is the bill to address. Next, click on the third tab, which is lines. And this is where I'm going to add my particular lines to the order. So I'm going to click the magnifying glass to bring up the item code list. So typically, merchants will have item code lists like this. However, it is not required. So merchants can put anything that they want to in here. In this instance, it just happens to be computer equipment. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on an item. I'm going to click on the clock battery. And click. And you select, it automatically transfers you to the ordered field. This field has to be entered. So I'm just going to put 1 and then tab out of it. So tab out of it, you see that it brings in the unit price and then the extension as well. I then go to the totals tab. So right now it's $26.20. On the side, the deposit payment type. Right now it's set to none, but I'm going to click the down arrow key and select credit card. This is what's going to activate the credit card tab, and it's actually going to automatically move to that credit card tab. So I think we can add our credit card. So if you already have a stored card, you click the magnifying glass on the card ID and select the card that you need. So I'm going to select this test card and click select. So it brings in all of the information, and on the right side it opens up this information as well. So you have transaction information and then the transaction type. So if you click the down arrow key next to transaction type, do that you have the deposit sale and the payment pre-post authorization. So you can pick which one you want to do. Do the payment pre-post authorization. You see that it brings in the amount and the authorization amount. Point, I'm just going to go ahead and click on submit card in the lower right. And the Sage Exchange desktop comes up. Now, if you look at the top left right here, if you don't know which screen you're in, You can look at the top left, and this is going to tell you what screen you're in. So right now, the screen that we're in is the authorization screen. So that when you have a stored card, it actually brings in the card number for you, and it brings the expiration date as well, and then you have the CVV option here. So here I'm just going to put in 123. Now the CVV is the 3 digits on the backs of the Visas, MasterCards, and Discovers, and it's the 4 digits on the front of the American Express. I'm going to click Next, add billing information again, and then click Submit. See down here it says the credit card transaction has been authorized. It gives the authorization number, gives you the authorization date, the time, and then the transaction ID. At this point, go ahead and click Accept, and then it's out of it. The thing I did want to show you is we're actually going to go back to the accounts receivable. We're going to main. We're going to customer maintenance. We're actually going to store a credit card. Okay, so we're going to click on the magnifying glass next to the customer number field, and we're going to pick the customer that we store a card for. So we're going to pick this one, where the American Business Computers, click Select. And here, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Additional, and here in the lower right, we're going to click on Credit Cards. And you can actually store credit cards. So in type, you're going to click on the magnifying glass, and you select which payment type it is. Okay, that's a Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover. So I'm going to go ahead and click Visa, and then select. And you can put in a card ID. This card ID identifies this particular card. So you can store as many credit cards as you want in a particular customer. It's good to actually identify them with some sort of name. So at this point, I'm just going to put Bob's card. So card ID, you're going to hit Tab, and this Add New Card box activates. So I'm going to click Add New Card, and the Sage Exchange desktop window pop up again. This time, if you look in the top left, you see that it says Sage Exchange Vault. What this means is that you're storing this credit card in Sage's secure vault servers. So I'm going to go ahead and enter in the card number. Yeah. You notice the CVV is not in here. CVV code is not allowed to be stored within the Sage vault. And then we're going to go ahead and click on Submit. And then you need the last 4 digits and then the expiration date of what we put in. At this point, if you need to, you can change the billing address. If you need to. Now, just remember the billing address is the billing address where the credit card goes. So this could be different from the customer address. Okay. So this is what activates the CV or the CVV option that we did on when we set up the payment type maintenance. So if this address does not match what the bank has, you're going to receive that message saying that it doesn't match, and then it's going to give you the option to either ignore it or void the transaction to fix it. So at this point, we're just going to go ahead and click Accept, and then we'll click the X. Then we'll accept this screen, and then out of here. So already done a payment pre-post authorization. So now we're going to just do a regular sale order. Go back, sales order menu, going to go to main and sales order entry. We're going to the next order number icon. We'll click in the customer number. Just to verify everything. Once again, we can change this if we need to. We're going to go to Lines, click the magnifying glass next to the item code field. We're going to another clock battery. Going to order in of 1. Going to totals. Change the deposit type once again from none to credit card. And it automatically transfers you to the next credit card tab. I'm going to go ahead and click the card ID magnifying glass. Now you that this Bob's card that we put in is visible and is it's able for us to use. So to highlight that, I'm going to click Select. For deposit sale, in the deposit, we're going to click 26, or we're going to enter in 2620 rather. But this, we're going to click Submit Card. Begin. So now, if you look at the Sage Exchange desktop screen, it says Sale. Okay, so you have a few options to do. You have your Sage Exchange Sale, which is this one. You have Sage Exchange Authorization, which is the authorization only, or the payment pre-post authorization. And you have the Sage Exchange Vault. Okay, three options that you can choose from here. So we have the card number in here. We're going to put CVV option. We're going to click Submit. And the card has been authorized. You see the authorization number, use authorization date, time, and then the transaction ID. I'm going to click Accept, and I'm going to click the X to X out of it. So now what we got to do is we have to ship the orders. To do that, we're actually going to stay in the sales order menu, go to the main menu as well, and we're going to click on Invoice Date Entry. So we have to invoice it and ship it. So the same thing with the sales order. We're going to click this the new invoice number icon, or this invoice number icon. Right here under sales order, we can attach this order number that we want to ship. Down, and I'm going to pick the second to last one, because this is the payment pre-post that we did. Going to select. Click on address once again just to verify everything. Click on lines. When we click on lines, it's going to ask us, do you want to ship the complete sales order? I'm going to click yes. Now, what happens is that if you have multiple items on the sales order and you do not want to ship all of them, you can select no for that option, and you can pick and choose what you want to ship and what you don't want to ship. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and ship the battery. Totals. So what I'm going to do here is that remember, this was the payment pre-post authorization. So we have that one chance to adjust the price, whether it's up or down, or add shipping or tax. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add shipping. So in the freight amount field, I want to add $10. You see that the original authorization was for $26.20. Now that I added the $10 freight amount, now it's $36.20. All right. So I want to click credit card, and then I want to click accept. Okay. Then I want to click X. Basically, what we've done is we've adjusted that card for $4. And an example that I like to give for this is that restaurant and the waiter brings you the bill. The bill's for $30. You give him your credit card. The waiter's going to go and he's going to authorize the card for $30. He's going to print out a receipt. He's going to bring you back to the receipt, and you're going to enter the tip that you want to give him. Let's say you enter a $10 tip. So take that $10 tip, and at the end of the night, he's going to adjust that $30 bill to add that $10. Okay, so that's when authorization only is, and that's how you would adjust it. Okay, so now what we got to do is now it's the end of the day, and we want to post all of our daily orders. So what we need to do is we're still staying in the sales order menu and go to the daily sales report updates. So this screen is actually the most important, or one of the most important screens rather. If you see this option right here, perform credit card processing, when we adjusted that pre-authorization, this box is checked. And when the sales report is run, what it's going to do, it's going to add that $10 to that pre-authorization, and it's going to adjust it. Okay? If this is not checked, it's not going to do that. So if you want to adjust all of your authorization onlys, make sure that this box is checked. So you have two options. You have print or preview. I'll click preview on this. So you're going to you're going to get the sales order journal. Okay, I want to take out of this. And then do you want to print the gross profit journal? You say yes, but I'm going to say no. And view the daily deposit recap. And you say it's the 3620 for that clock battery that we did. Update the sales order sales journal. You do. This is the next important thing, because what this is going to do, this is going to update that credit card information, and it's going to post it to your general ledger. So this is very, very important. So, do you want to print the daily transaction register? I say no. And so what you've done is you've posted all of your orders, you've adjusted all of your pre-authorizations to a prior authorization. Now they can be settled at the end of the night, and you've actually done all of your daily reports. Okay. So at this time, this training is complete. If you have any questions, I urge you to contact our virtual support department or our merchant readiness department. I hope you learned a lot, and thank you very much, and have a great day.